Tidy loop. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 334 of the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and this is the shorter version of the weekend drop, the already shorter version of the Shower Podcast, where I try to give you in one episode one idea you can use directly into your weekend. Before we start, as usual, if you end up liking this episode, remember that liking and subscribing really mean a lot for me. They're just one click, but they really make the difference. You already know the drill, so let's keep it tight. Today's idea is the 10-minute tidy loop. Clutter steals attention. We all know that. You don't notice it consciously, but every stray item asks a tiny question, and those questions stack. Most people wait for a full 3 hour to reset their space, which means it never happens. A 10-minute tidy loop turns reset into a sprint you can run anytime. It's not deep cleaning, it's strategic clarity. Remove enough noise that the next thing you do has room to breathe. Here's the move. Pick one room or one zone, the desk, the kitchen counter, the entryway, whatever works for you. Start a 10-minute timer. For the first loop, your only job is surfaces. Put away what's sitting on top, wipe it if it takes seconds, ignore the rest. When your hand hesitates, choose the obvious home and move on. When you catch yourself rearranging, stop. The goal is clear space, not perfect systems. If the timer ends and you're mid-item, let it land where it belongs and breathe. If you have the energy, run a second loop. No more than 2. This time, scan the floor or one hotspot. A hotspot is the place where stuff always accumulates. The chair, the corner, the bowl by the door. Empty it completely once. Even if once means tossing like-for-like items and carrying to the next room. When the timer ends, your job is to stop. Because you want to finish with enough energy left to actually use the clean space, not to celebrate the clean space and crash. And this is why it works. Visible order changes how you act. A clear desk invites writing. An empty counter invites cooking. An open floor invites movement. You're not fixing your life. You're clearing a runway for the next takeoff. And because it's only 10 minutes, you can do it before dinner, between calls, or right after this episode ends without negotiating with your calendar. So, here's your weekend drop challenge. Right after this, set a 10-minute timer and run one tidy loop in the zone that would give you the biggest return. When it ends, stop. Then, do the next meaningful thing the space invites. Open that document, prep that fruit, roll out the mat. Teach your brain that clarity is a decision you can make in minutes, not a project you have to schedule someday. That was all for today. Thank you very much for listening. If you made it so far, feel free to interact with this content in any way, shape, or form you like, by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, whatever works for you. And, as usual, stay consistent, stay resilient. This was the Shower Podcast, and I'll see you tomorrow.